They tryna turn Trenton into Baby Flint. Been signs by depression on the billboards ever since. 100 years ago we was lynched. Now they use germ warfare to kill us. I'm convinced, got the evidence. I look around and it's evident. Then go down to City Hall and see so much negligence. Real art is intelligent. A true artist sends messages that speak to your intelligence. They fought and died so I can do my thing. Not to get drunk and high or join no gang. I will not let none of you die in vain. For my people I bang, bang, bang. My ancestors been through so much pain. I don't let them die in vain. My ancestors been through so much pain. I don't let them die in vain. I rep for you in everything I do. I rep for you in every place I go. I rep for you in everything I do. In every place I go. They say post-traumatic slavery disorder's fake, but I just tell them all to wake up. Everything we went through, what a way down a rape, bro. Isn't our genetic makeup. So I am my ancestors from block to block. Let's build like it's Tetris. We must unite, link up like a necklace. They fought and died and we disrespected. So I come to correct it. The legacy they left I protected. We only think about self and neglected. You're African but yet you rejected. No. My ancestors been through so much pain. I don't let them die in vain. My ancestors been through so much pain. I don't let them die in vain. I rep for you in everything I do. I rep for you in every place I go. I rep for you in everything I do. In every place I go. I do. I go.
Peace, peace, peace. Good afternoon. Good Sunday afternoon to everybody. Peace and blessings. Hope everyone is well. If you can hear me and I sound crispy and clear, drop 1 in the comments below. Let me know if you can hear me. Drop 1 in the comments below. Come on in, tune in. Share this live stream. Share this live stream with you and your friends, family. Also, let us know where you're coming from, where you're tuned in from, so we can shout you out as well in the comment section below. So welcome. This is a midday update with yours truly, the Eco Beloved, about the winter storm that's upon us. It's knocking on the doorstep and is already taking aim to the Mid-Atlantic and steadily spreading snow into the Northeast region. So if you are here, press 1. If you can hear me and I sound good, press 1. And also drop in the comment section below where you are at, where you're located at, where you tuned in from. Okay, that's good. Great. And also, if you can give us an update of your conditions right now in terms of what you're seeing outside. Is it snowing? Is it raining? Is it ice? What is it? What's going on? Is it not snowing? Where are you located in the thick of? Are you in the thick of things right now? Where are you located? Let us know so we can shout you out and we can, start this conversation. So there's a lot to be talked about. I know we were with you all last night, and we gave an update last night, and a lot has happened overnight since we last spoke last night. There've been model runs that have come in that have a bullseye, that continue to show a bullseye amount of snow for northern New Jersey into New York City and parts of Long Island as well. That's been continuously shown on the overnight models last night. And conditions will start to deteriorate for the city metro area as we go about later to Sunday tonight, but it's particularly Monday afternoon and Monday evening where the heaviest snow will start to fall. And when we get into some of these snow bands, heavy snow bands, depending on where they set up. We could be talking about 1 to 2 inches of snow per hour in most places, inland areas, especially New York State, the 5 boroughs, etc. We're going to get to questions. I mean, if you have questions, drop in the comment section below. They're talking about rain and snow line. At this point, is a non-factor. It's a nowcasting situation, so I will be showing some models, but right now with the nowcasting situation, I'll be showing a lot of more away of radar guidance, because how the storm fills in is how everything's going to shape out. We got them onto the radar right now. The rain snow line for the coastal areas is again still a concern for coastal Long Island, parts of Long Island, mainly the South Shore of New Jersey, Atlantic City, etc., where accumulations will be lower than if you go 30 miles north of Atlantic City, 40 miles north of Atlantic City, you get into more of the snow. So it's only a matter of miles in terms of that. But right now, the dynamics is favoring what we have is that cold, high pressure sitting in Canada in a good place. It's pouring down cold air right now. And the track of this storm system at this point is going to be, once the energy transfers over, we start to see that development of the new low off the coast of Delaware sometime tonight and into tomorrow, especially sometime tonight, then we're not really concerned about rain snow line coming. You know what I'm saying? That's not of a concern for inland areas, more a concern of coastal areas. So that is something that we have to take into consideration. So all the winter storm watches that were issued last night have now been upgraded to warnings. And it won't be surprised if we get a blizzard warning at some time, either issued tonight or sometime tomorrow, because we are expecting wind gusts up to 30, 40 miles per hour, maybe even 50 miles per hour, especially on the coastal areas of New Jersey, Long Island especially, and even inland to New York City, 5 boroughs, North New Jersey. Don't be surprised if you do see gusts up to 30, 40 miles per hour at periods of time, which warrant blizzard-like conditions, which we need several hours, a couple hours of heavy snow, of wind. It don't have to be snowing for it to be a blizzard, technically. To have a blizzard warning or watch issued doesn't have to necessarily have snow falling. It could be snow that already fallen already, and this can be blowing and drifting around. But in this case, there will be snow falling, and it will be creating conditions that will not warrant travel. This does not warrant travel nowhere, from DC all the way up to New York City, and then eventually to Boston. It does not warrant travel at all. Southern Central PA also does not warrant travel. The PA Turnpike is going to be a mess. I don't care if you're going west to Pittsburgh or it's Central PA or whatever, from west to east. In PA, it's going to be a mess. So travel is not at all warranted. And, you know, at this point, we're basically, I'm suggesting that everyone hunker down. And if you have not shopped for your items, now is the time to do so. If you have not been to the store yet to shop for your items, to hunker down, because Monday we will pretty much be snowed in. For a lot of us, we'll be snowed in on Monday, and perhaps going to Tuesday as well. And the cleanup won't officially start to probably Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, but a full day of cleanup, expect that to happen on Wednesday. The reason why I'm saying that is because that the storm system will meander off the coast. This is not a quick mover. This is not like the last storm back in mid-December, where the storm hit and it was out the next day. We saw a couple hours of snowfall. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about 36 to 40, perhaps 48 hours of precipitation falling. This will be a long duration event. So we're in it for the long run. And if you are just tuned in now, I would like to welcome everyone to the space. Please drop in the comments where you are tuning in from, and also share the live stream to your friends and family. We are talking about the winter storm that's taking aim on the Mid-Atlantic and the Northeast region, and eventually some parts of New England as well. As we discussed, we're going to be bringing up some radars, some models, and some guidance. In the short term, yes, In the short term, there will be some moderation in temperatures after the snowfall, especially Thursday and Friday, with temperatures warming up for most into the 40s along the big cities. So there will be some help in terms of melting. However, I do have to preface that with the winter is far from being over. We still have to get through the month of February and also the month of March, and then perhaps we'll still see spring. But I have to preface that winter is not over. Just because we get some moderate or what mild temperatures in the 40s does not mean we bust loose and just go out with swimsuits and shorts. Let's not be extreme. This is still winter. So, and even that, the short moderation may not even last for too long, maybe a few days before we start talking about the next storm system potentially taking aim for the same areas to start with rain and perhaps some wintry precipitation coming into play. So let us discuss. Let us now give us, if people also are tuned in, let us know where you're tuning in from, and if you're seeing precipitation. Are you seeing snow? Are you seeing rain? Are you hearing ice? Or what are you seeing in your neck of the woods right now? So we can get some dialogue going here in the comment section. I always like dialogue. So let's put things in context here for you all, for everyone listening. The last time that we had any type of blizzard warning being issued, it's been quite a while. And I want to show you this graphic real quick. We're going to run through a couple of things, and we'll discuss, and then probably come back later this evening, and to give another update later tonight, and throughout Monday as well. So there's going to be some time where you will be seeing me more often on your screen. So let's see. So what the map here? This is a map of when was the last time we have seen blizzard warnings for this area? Mainly, yes, here we go. Mainly the, oopsie daisy. Bring that back up. There we go. When was the last time we've seen blizzard warnings for this region? It's been for New York City and New Jersey. It's been about 1,122 days that we have not seen a blizzard watch or warning, mainly a blizzard warning issued. Central PA has been about 1,835 days, and the same thing goes for our friends in the DC and Baltimore and Maryland. And then it's been quite a while too for our friends in Boston, about 1,054 days, and also up to Maine and New Hampshire and Vermont. Also there's been a little while since for upstate New York, but this storm is not for upstate New York at all. This storm is mainly for the coastal areas, South Central PA, maybe up to the Hudson Valley, definitely Connecticut, definitely Rhode Island, definitely getting into Massachusetts, and eventually up to New Hampshire and Vermont. As the storm system pulls away, starts to makes its northward trend sometime into Monday night, Tuesday, into Wednesday. It's going to be a long duration. So the reason why I'm showing you all this particular map first is just to give you some context as to what we're seeing. And what we could potentially see is that we could see blizzard warnings issued, especially in the bullseye area. Those bullseye areas for where we could see potentially have banding of heavy snow as the storm system intensifies off the coast of Delaware and south of Atlantic City, New Jersey. As that starts to wraps up intensively, we could be seeing heavy snow up to 1 to 2 inches per hour. Just got an update right now that in New York City, there's been a snow alert that's been issued by the Department of Sanitation, New York, starting tonight at 7 o'clock. The city is urging people, and I'm urging everyone to be careful. Do not be on the roads if you don't have to. Let the sanitation departments in your particular locales, let the municipalities take care of what they need to take care of overnight, tonight, going into tomorrow. The more people that's on the road, unfortunately, clogs up the roads and doesn't allow for the proper cleaning that we need to get done, especially on the major highways and thoroughways that allow us to get to and fro. So please take heed of any watches and warnings. Take heed of what your local government, city governments are saying, your municipalities or towns, what they're saying, what guidance that they're coming out with. This storm is no joke. It's not going to be a joke of a storm. It's been a while since we've had something intense like this. Like I keep telling people, the models are pretty consistent with the fact that we shall see what we shall see. Again, will there be uptake? Someone can get up to more snow. Generally, we're going to go with a foot for a lot of people. A lot of people are going to see a foot at least from this. Could it be more? It could be up to 18 inches. Could it be up to 20 inches or 2 feet, 24 inches? Absolutely. But that's, again, an outcasting situation. That's something that we can answer directly at this point or at this time. So let's switch over here. Let's go to the next picture and talk about forecast snowfall. So this is from the National Weather Service. The colors here are indicative. The darker colors mean they have more heavier snows. And this is taken again from output and from outputs that come from the models. Again, overnight, the models got juiced up overnight. The NAM, the European GFS, the NAM, they all came in with some consistent numbers, and the numbers kind of went up from last time when we discussed from last night. So I just wanted to reflect a little bit on potential accumulations for the big cities and the counties and towns next door to us. So particularly the darker orange color, as you see here, in places like Wilkes-Barre, Harrisburg, just outside of Lancaster. Those places, generally a foot. Wilkes-Barre, Williamsport, Harrisburg, probably a foot to 18 inches, more than likely. Lancaster, probably 8 to 12 inches of snow. Philadelphia, you are on the interesting sandwich place. So northern suburbs of Philadelphia will definitely probably see up to a foot of snow, and definitely west of the city of Philadelphia, definitely for the city itself, probably 8 to 12 inches of snow for the city itself. Going outside the city, downtown, and then eventually leaving Philadelphia as we get into New Jersey over to Cherry Hill and places of that nature, probably more 6 to 8 inches. Then you notice the sandwich, like I told you all, that coastal area of New Jersey, south of Philadelphia. We're going about 30, 40 miles south of the city of Philadelphia. You'll get less in terms, because there might be a lull in precipitation, where there's a period of time where you see nothing, or there will be a time where we shall see some sleet and perhaps just a very cold rain getting involved along the coast as the storm system intensifies off just east of Delaware and just south of the Jersey Shore. So, but change over to back over the snow, probably more than likely change back to snow for a period of time, even the regions that potentially will have a period of mixing or an eventual changeover. So places like just north of Atlantic City, probably decent, maybe 3 to 4 inches. Atlantic City itself, probably that 1 to 2 inch range for Atlantic City. Now for our friends in Washington, D.C. and Baltimore, we will break our drought in D.C. of 708 days or so since our last accumulating snowfall of 1 inch or more. That will come, that probably has come to a halt now with the snow that has already fell now. It's falling now in D.C., Baltimore, and Maryland. Generally in D.C. and Baltimore, I would safe to say around at least 6 inches, if not maybe 8, with the heavier amounts. Again, the northern uphill portion of Maryland going to the PA border, closer to probably 10 inches, or maybe a foot, as we get closer to that border between Maryland and PA. For our friends in Delaware, again, since the storm system is taking shape just south, just east and south of you. And again, there will be some mixing as that storm wraps up. An intensification process takes place as it pulls more of that Atlantic moisture in from the Atlantic Ocean, which is still a little mild, for mild right now in terms of ocean temperature. As that wind switches over, there will be that rain snow line mixing, especially along the coast. So Dover, for instance, I would probably go for between 3 or 4 inches of snow, maybe 5, but it's hard squeeze depending on how much snow sticks right now. Starting to stick right now, we can get more. But going to central Delaware and eventually southern Delaware, it gets less and less. So maybe a couple of inches, 2-3 inches or so, but it gets relatively less as you get into central and southern Delaware. Now, the focus, the bullseye, we're going to talk about the bullseye. There's a couple of bullseye spots, like Allentown, PA, could get up to 18 inches, maybe 2 feet of snow, which is 24 inches. That's a possibility. You're under the bullseye, that darker red color, that's the bullseye, and the surrounding counties and towns, that's north and west of Allentown. For New York City, there's also a bullseye in northern New Jersey, basically from that, from western portion of the western Allentown, basically from Allentown into northern New Jersey. That's Newark, East Orange, Jersey City, Patterson, and all the counties around there. There's the bullseye, and getting into New York City and the 5 boroughs. Generally speaking, we're all going to get a foot. Now, darker reds indicating, well, at least a foot to 18 inches. I see up the Hudson Valley and the Bronx, Mount Vernon, Yonkers, up into perhaps Middleton, New York, definitely, but just up the Hudson Valley from the Bronx up, 18 to 24 inches is not out of the question. Somebody's going to get 18, maybe perhaps 2 feet going up the Hudson Valley, up the Hudson River. For the city itself and the surrounding boroughs, Queens, Brooklyn, generally speaking, and Staten Island, generally speaking, at least a foot to 18 inches. And that stretches into Nassau County, parts of Suffolk County. But as we get out to Riverhead and out to the Twin Forks, the Hamptons region, we start to lull off, and you start to see again the lighter colors, the yellows, and the blues. That's indicative of, again, some warm air being pulled in for a time period where we could see some mixing with some sleet and maybe some rain as well. So this will be a sharp cutoff of miles. So Riverhead itself on that cusp of a foot, perhaps maybe 6 to 8 inches, I would say, safer bet. And then going out to the Forks, the Hamptons and the Forks, probably at 7 inches there, 4 to 6, or something of the sort for the Forks. But again, it's going to be a tough forecast for the extreme eastern end of Long Island, this extreme eastern Suffolk County, and out to the Forks, Twin Forks. For our friends up into Connecticut, Bridgeport, Hartford, generally, again, a foot generally for the whole, basically almost the whole state, generally a foot of snow. And even that stretches into our friends in Providence as well, and up to Massachusetts, where Worcester and the suburbs of Boston will generally get a foot as well from this as well. The city of Boston, you're on the cusp. Again, go a matter of 9 to 10 miles west, you're talking about a foot. If we get any mixing into Boston and point south at the Cape, forget the Cape. The Cape is going to be just maybe a couple inches on the Cape. There's going to be a wind-driven snow, especially on the Cape, once that storm system gets close to the Cape, Cape Cod, Nantucket, and just the southern southeastern portions of Massachusetts is generally going to be light in the snow accumulations, but it's definitely going to be windy. It's definitely going to be wind-swept, precipitation, snow, and sleet/rain. For Boston itself, a safe bet, a safe call for right now. Again, perhaps at least 4 inches of snow here in the city of Boston, 3 or 4 inches of snow. But I won't be surprised. Again, how this sets up in terms of the rain and snow line in this particular location is crucial. So again, we'll monitor the radar closely for any changes on the radar. Now, going north of Boston, heading to friends in New Hampshire and going up to Portland, Maine. Generally speaking, Portsmouth, Portland, generally a foot. Generally, it's going to be a decent snowfall even for our friends in New Hampshire and Maine as well. Taking place again later later in the day, Monday going to Tuesday, and perhaps not tapering off into Wednesday for especially extreme northern portions of New England. You'll be stuck in the precipitation for a little longer because the storm again is taking its time. Again, just to take note, this is snowfall forecast starting from today all the way to Wednesday. So this is total accumulations after everything is all said and done. Again, output models. These are the models runs. The runs have shown us consistently, generally speaking, this is what's projected. Anything could change, obviously. In accumulation, it could be uptick, where you get more, could be less, but I just don't see that happening for a lot of people. I'm strongly saying that to say that for the coastal areas, New Jersey, South Shore, New Jersey, the extreme eastern end of Long Island, Suffolk County, especially out to the river, to the Forks, and Boston, and pointing south and east of Boston. I'm saying that for you all, particularly because of what we could potentially see in those areas, and of course Delaware as well. So this came in, the NAM model came in last night, and today we're going to show a couple models. Again, this painting the picture of generally where the bullseye will take place. In general, it shows that again from that southern south central PA, getting into northern New Jersey, northern central New Jersey, New York City, Long Island. Generally, these darker pinks, and when you start to see that real teal-like color, I guess that's teal. In and around New Jersey with that 22 inches, that's 2 feet. I guess that's like a light blue teal color. Anyway, as you start getting into the deeper tealish colors, that's generally where the 2 feet is at. But generally, this is an agreement that generally everyone's going to get a foot, in fact, a foot plus. Now that foot plus is stretched into New York City, and now all of Nassau County, and maybe some parts of Suffolk County as well, generally speaking. Now, let's see. The American model, the GFS model output as well, generally, again, shows the swath, again, of snow, bullseye for a foot plus, going back to south central PA, getting back into northern New Jersey and central New Jersey, perhaps Philadelphia. On the GFS, came out Philadelphia, with some parts of Philadelphia, around Philadelphia, probably, like I said, especially the northern suburbs of Philadelphia, someone may get close to 2 feet. It's a possibility, without a doubt. Again, it's just a matter of what happens with the sandwich effect for this region. But now that, again, consensus. What we're seeing is a consensus, which is good. Again, generally, it's showing that swath of a foot plus of snow. So that's a general consensus there. Let's see here. And this is from the GFS for today. And then from today, yes. So I think these are the today models, I believe, from this morning / early afternoon. Again, still showing the bullseye, and the fact now it's been even more robust or vigorous in intensity. Now it's showing up to 24 inches, widespread 24 inches. This tealish color, this dark teal-like color for parts of PA getting to central and northern New Jersey. So I'm going to get 2 feet if this proves to be true, which again is all depending on where those heavy snow bands set up. We could be looking like that in central northern New Jersey and the parts of the Hudson Valley, in the Bronx and up to Mount Vernon, Yonkers, and up that Hudson River. Yeah, the potential is there for potentially 2 feet. Again, depending on the track. Depending on where the track of the heavy snow band is set up. Let's see here. And this is a closer look of the NAM model. Again, showing that sweet spot, that northern New Jersey getting to New York City up the Hudson Valley. Again, the reason why I'm showing you this is just to show you all some of the models and the outputs that go into the forecasting, generally speaking. So, it even prints out some of them get like almost 30 inches. I've seen them. One of the models came out very vigorous in the nature 30, 40 inches of snow. That certainly is an outlier in this whole thing. But I'm not saying that's not going to happen. That's totally off the table. However, I'm not going to say someone's going to get 30 or 40 inches to you. So I'm not going to say that. What I'm going to say is definitely we're in a wide swath of generally a foot to 24 inches, a foot to 2 feet is the general consensus for especially northern central New Jersey, getting to New York City, the 5 boroughs, the Hudson Valley, and definitely a widespread foot of snow in central and southern PA as well. Now, if anyone has any questions, feel free to comment. And again, you're tuned in to the Midday Report with the Eco Beloved. We are talking about the storm system that's taking shape now, taking hand in the Mid-Atlantic and steadily spreading snow up the northeast seaboard today. So going out to sea is not an option. That's not even something that's not even it's not even to be discussed. At this point, that's not even an option. So that the going out to sea option is over. The storm system is here. It has arrived. So let's see the radar. Let's see what's going on the radar real quick. Let me bring up the radar. So let's go to Safari and let's go to Weather Underground, which is a very good source for radar. And let me see if I can backtrack out a little bit. Won't let me. It's kind of frozen. Let's refreeze this up, refresh the page. All right, so let's put some weather stations on here. Temperature and wind. That's temperature and wind direction here. Yes, there we go. Temperatures. So here we go. So this is the radar right now. Again, that snow that you see on the radar in New York City, that's not even falling to the ground at this point. So that's the excuse me. Coronavirus. Don't want to talk about that. Not today. Yes, if we can bring back the snow disappeared on me. Refresh again. Sorry about that. All right. Now we're looking at the current temperatures right now. Everyone is cold. Everyone is in the 20s, some teens further north of the city into this new upstate New York, but everyone is pretty much in the 20s except for coastal New Jersey, where that mixing is going to take place. That coastal New Jersey is already 33, 34 down in Atlantic City right now, and even in Delaware in the 30s as well, but 30s. But generally speaking, everyone is in the mid to upper 20s across this region. Philadelphia is snowing right now. South New Jersey is snowing. DC is snowing. Baltimore is snowing. Delaware is snowing. Central PA is snowing, correct? On the radar, seems like it's snowing. It seems like the storm is definitely filling in. There we go. Moving out. This is the upper, again, this is the upper air, the leftovers of the upper air system that brought snow to Chicago and Ohio and Indiana. It's going to steadily give way and transfer energy to a storm system that's going to develop right here in and around the off the coast of Delaware, and that's going to take shape as we head throughout the day today into tonight and eventually Monday, where there'll be a full takeover of the new center of low pressure off the coast. generally speaking. So of course, rain down in by the Tidewater into North Carolina, South Carolina, rain all the way down to Georgia as well, where temperatures are down to the 60s, and I see some 70s. This is a tease. It's 80 degrees right now in Miami. So for all those people who don't like the winter, Miami, I guess, is the spot, even though it's COVID. So, and no one leaving now the city in terms of flights going out. It's going to be heavily delays. Probably going to see a lot of cancellations between now. If not, we've probably already seen cancellations already of flights going out of the cities of New York, Philadelphia, DC, and Baltimore. So if you haven't left already, then good luck. It's probably not happening. So the Miami is just a dream. You could probably look at a postcard or something like that to get you happy for your Miami trip at some point, right? All right, so let's look at dew points and humidity, because that's key here. As the atmosphere moistens up, the snow is going to start falling to the surface, and we want to make sure we start to moisten up. So it's moist. It's getting moist. Look at that in PA. We got 3% humidity. Dew points is starting to come up into the 20s. So this is, and even in DC, Baltimore, almost going to 30 degree dew points with, look at those humidities, 95, 90, 96, almost 100% dew point. So that means the atmosphere is getting real moist. And that's what we like to see as the snow falls, not just for the upper levels of atmosphere. We want to make sure the snow comes down to the surface, the earth surface, the streets and the grassy surfaces without melting on contact. So this is a good start in the right direction. Let's play the radar real quick, and then we're also going to see about the short range models. Let's play the radar. Let's see how far this goes. I'm backing out just a little bit so we can press play on the radar. So let's see how slow this will move. Yeah, real slow. So the radar is in motion. So this is just to show everyone how slow this thing is going to really progress northward. It's moving real slow. You see, in fact, the radar is about to end. Yeah, it's about to end at this point. Yeah, real slow. So let's also look at the National Weather Service again. Let's go to another site here. So again, all the watches are extended now up into Boston, Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont. Those probably eventually become warnings at some point, but New York City, the Hudson Valley, Southern Connecticut, Long Island, almost all of New Jersey, South Central, Southern PA, everyone's been in the pink. Everyone's been updated to winter storm warnings, again, for the swath of snow that we talked about, generally speaking, from this region forward. So everyone can have that. So just to click again for our friends in DC, Baltimore who are tuned in. Let's see here. Just wanted to tell you all, again, according to the National Weather Service, again, 4 to 6 inches is what they're calling for, and that's the safest bet that I'm calling for. Again, 6 inches if you don't get a lot of mixing, but you definitely have now surpassed, your drought is over in terms of 708 days straight of not seeing 1 inch of snow or more or greater is over for DC. So for DC residents who love snow, Baltimore, the uphill of Maryland, you should be excited because it is very exciting. At least for me, it is. I don't even live in DC, but just happy for you all to finally get accumulating snow event that's more than an inch of snow. It's hard pressed. It's been hard pressed for a while. Especially last winter was very drought in terms of snowfall for this region, and even New York City and Philadelphia was basically a quiet winter. So let's see what else. Let's go and look at some models here. Let's go to our friends at tropicaltidbits.com, who's an open source site we love to use because that gives us access to the radars. Let's go there. And let's Let's go to forecast models. Okay, you can select from these categories. Okay, skip. So, all right, this is the American model, the GFS. Yes. That's the upper level low that we talked about is going to weaken. So at some point, it's going to give way to the new system that will take place right off the coast of Delaware. We're going to move this up. This can be moved up definitely until the little future. Let's move up here. 12 hours again. 18. And there we go. Boop. Actually, the GFS got starts to just forming off the Cape. Of the Cape Hatteras region, but it's generally going to move, take that B line up. So eventually, let's pull it up to hour 30 here. Yeah, there we go. Hour 30. This would be Monday. This would be Monday, early Monday morning, pre-dawn hours. Solar system has appeared. So off the coast of Delaware, east of Delaware, south of Atlantic City, and currently darker blue shaded colors, heavy snow. Those darker blues, heavy snow getting up into central and eventually northern New Jersey, New York City. And this is a slow mover. This is a slow mover, hour 36. Still heavy snow. Back into central parts of central PA, southern PA, northern central New Jersey, New York City, Long Island. Still heavy snow up into Connecticut now. Starting to snow up in Boston. And this is, again, a long duration event that will last all day Monday, still snowing even into Tuesday, and then eventually at some point later into Tuesday morning, probably more so Tuesday afternoon, late morning Tuesday afternoon, our storm system gives away and starts to move away. It starts to be a threat more so to Boston on up. That's what that's showing. Oh, sorry. And that's the runtime for the GFS 12Z model that's out. Let's see about the mesoscales. Mesoscale models. Let's look at the NAM model here. Let's back this up a little bit. This is a short range model that usually comes in handy for the short range models. And again, this is a short range, so it's a couple hours, and it shows a very slow progress with the system. Like I said, very slow, heavy snow generally, and doesn't show any mixing for New York City and Northern New Jersey. I just want to make that clear that the models did not show any mixing getting into the city at all. And Northern New Jersey, Central New Jersey doesn't even show that. So this looks like to be a pure snow event, and that's going to go out throughout the day Monday. This continue to meander off the coast, and it's just going to stay stuck for a while, slow down and be stuck for a while. So that is to be projected. And again, heavy snow for a long period of time is more than likely going to happen, and embedded blizzard-like conditions for north central New Jersey, especially New York City, especially Long Island as well, with that wind-swept snow. Let's see. Just wanted to see. Now, there is this RGEM model here that some of the local meteorologists use. RGEM presents, and this is an outlier model. It's not something that I'm just moving it up. Pardon me for moving it too fast on the screen, but I'm trying to get it to where it shows its craziness. Where was it? Hour 31. Let's see what's this. Hour 35. Okay, hour 36. It actually brings the rain snow line much closer. The RGEM actually brings the rain snow line very much further inland. And this is like, again, a very outlier model. So I wouldn't really buy into, and don't buy into it at this point. I don't. This is more warm air because of the dynamics don't even suggest that to even happen. So I won't even buy into this model at this point. Just wanted to make it known that it is one of the models that it is used sparingly, not really a lot. So just putting that out there as well. All right, so that is the midday wrap up with the Eco Beloved here, live and direct. I will be back later this evening, with another update, show more radars and updates throughout the day. New York City residents, remote learning is for everybody for tomorrow. Students are expected to to go to their virtual classrooms tomorrow. There is no in-person learning. Ideally, this would have been a snow day, but the city has no snow days due to Corona. That has been removed from the Board of Ed schedule for the city. There is no snow days. That's a bummer. It's a real bummer. I used to look forward to snow days, just to look forward to that as a kid. So can imagine some of the children, especially the young ones who want to play. And when you can get the chance to play, maybe after school hours, and just as long as everyone's be safe outside. But no snow days. No more snow days, but everyone will be remote learning. For those who remote work, stay tight, stay safe tomorrow. Those who have to venture out, literally have to venture out, please be safe. Those who have jobs that require them to leave the house, please be safe. Don't give yourself distance driving. Take your time. But again, those are only those people who have to leave their house. For those who do not have to leave your house, please stay inside your house, and mainly stay off the roads. Please do not try it. There will be spinoffs. There will be accidents. We're trying to prevent spinoffs and accidents during this time. So please stay off the roads as much as you can in any of these areas that we discussed, especially as we go into tonight and as we progress into Monday. It's only going to be downhill, but the weather is starting to become downhill, starting to pick up in intensity in the areas that are already snowing already seeing some light to moderate snow. If you have any questions, please leave in the comment section below, and I will try to answer them as well throughout the day. If you have any live footage, you can send it to me. You can send it to New Freedom Exchange Show at gmail.com. And you can also just DM me on here on Facebook. You can DM my page, The Eco Beloved. You can DM the Freedom Exchange with an X, not an E for exchange, with an X. So there's a couple of ways you can message us. You can message me also on here, and email us at newfreedomexchangeshow@gmail.com. Your videos, your pictures, etc., etc. And we'll put the email on the comment section before we leave. And again, I hope everyone has a great Sunday, a safe Sunday, a fun Sunday, perhaps a rest in terms of mental rest, self-care Sunday for all those tuned in. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for all those who popped in, and thank you for all the support and the likes and the shares and the hearts. And I will be back, creator willing, later this evening, probably around between 9 and 10 o'clock tonight, for another update to see where we are at with the radars and see what's going on in your neck of the woods. Take care and hope to see you all later. Peace and blessings. Goodbye.